Good morning, students. For those of you absent, here's what happened in class over this past week. So, we'll be having a normal, wonderful recording time. Yep, it's perfectly perfect. It's perfectly normal.
Yes, of course. No need to worry, kids. We had a talk about what is appropriate to say on camera in light of recent events. So back to the periodic table. Why don't you go ahead?
Yes, sorry. On Monday, we began by focusing on the alkali metals, which can be seen in the first column of the periodic table. Ignoring hydrogen, because it's weird. I know most of you thought the periodic table was created by people using Tetris, but it actually has both rhyme and reason to its, order.
So pull out your table and look at what it tells us. Alkali metals include lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. All of them are very reactive metals, and all of them are found somewhere in our school, contaminating our water supply, among other things. We went for a hunt for these metals, testing the different parts of our school for the physical properties of the alkali metals. First, we all used our pocket knives to scrape at different objects. All of the alkali metals are soft and can be easily cut with a knife. I will not tell you our results on this recording.
The second test we utilized was how most alkali metals have a lower melting point and boiling point. We didn't see any melting pools of metal, so cesium was out of the question.
We used a blowtorch on a few other areas to test for lithium. We also won't share the results on this recording.
The third and final test we used was by putting random pieces of metal in water. Most of the alkali metals have a lower density.
Why? Why do the atoms in the first column all share these similarities? It's because they all have one lone valence electron.
Remember the noble gases? And how all of their shells are full? And that makes them stable and better than the common atoms? Well, the alkali metals have one extra electron. This Lone Ranger makes bonding difficult and weak. They just don't stick together as well as the noble gases do. So they break up at the slightest provocation, whether that's a knife or temperature or because someone locked them in the freezer. Anyway, on Wednesday we moved on to the second column? Yeah, the second column, the alkaline earth metals.
Alkali, alkaline, alkali, alkaline. First comes the lie, then comes the line. Ein. Whatever! You guys need to memorize it, not me. They include beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. Physically, they're somewhat similar to the alkali molecules, but their extra electron on the outermost shell and one more proton in the nucleus makes a bit of a difference. They're soft, but more dense than the alkali metals. Alkaline metals also tend to melt when the alkali metals are boiling. They can bond a little bit better than the Lone Ranger atoms because now they have a couple. Oh, such a cute couple that can go around and convince other atoms that they're worth staying together for.
Remember, though, they are still not noble. They are common, and they still create problems for other molecules. Thursday, we then looked at the third column. Column? No, that's not right. The third group, the boron family. You won't find it in the third column. You'll find it across the gap to the lucky 13th column. At the top is boron. And I guess that's why it's his family.
He's married to aluminum, and they have their children, gallium, indium, thallium, and their new adopted child, element 13. So they haven't given it a name yet. Big deal. It was made by man anyway, not nature. Friday we had some complications regarding teaching due to a certain teacher blabbering about some stuff he should probably keep to himself. He is oddly quiet. Everything all right, teacher man?
Peachy! Teacher thing?
Great! So that's what we had this week. Sorry for the short recording. I'm sure none of you mind. I do, though. Every second talking about science is a wonderful second. So,
no homework. Again. Didn't have the chance to make any, and my assistant teacher did not end up making any, so stay safe. Or go home. Have fun. I'll see you next week.